What's going on? Oh, I almost forgot. You gotta have the yellow legal pad. Let's go. Alright, let me just start off by saying how excited I am to bring another new series to you guys. Back when I first started, I tried to bring about some cool new series to the channel, but those quickly crashed and burned. But hey, things have changed. I've been incorporating more and more of my own personal experiences and knowledge as someone who's been playing competitive TCGs for, well, let's just say, a long time. And you guys really seem to be enjoying it. I mean, my two most watched and liked videos are me teaching y'all how to play the Cardfight Vanguard TCG, and me just sharing my thoughts about the meta for Santa Clara Regional Championships. So, yeah, in honor of all that support and all the just growth we've had over the past few weeks, I decided to bring y'all this 25 tips to improve your TCG game video. Not just for Cardfight Vanguard or Pokemon, mind you, but TCGs in general. And we're going to try and do it in under 10 minutes. So, start the timer. Ready, go. Alright, let's start off with an easy one. Where do I start? How do I go about finding a deck? Best way to start is to find a game shop near you. Just type in whatever card game you're playing and the name of your town and type in shops near me. Find their phone number, call them, see if they have tournaments. If they do, go there. Buy the starter deck, the most recent one for whatever game you're playing. Start there, learn the rules. After a week or two, do some research, figure out what deck you want to play afterwards. Boom, you're good. What should I bring with me while attending my first competitive event? Bring your deck, bring a bag to hold all your stuff, bring a water bottle, bring your deck list, bring something to keep you busy like a Nintendo Switch in case there's some downtime, and yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. Bring a snack or two, you're good to go. Should I play a deck I'm familiar with or just choose the meta call? It's honestly just up to how you want to perform for the tournament. In my experience, consistency and competence is key when it comes to winning games. So if you pick a deck that you're unfamiliar with and you're not competent in, then most likely, once you start losing, it'll go down here a lot faster. However, if you pick a deck that you're very familiar with and you just get a little unlucky every now and then, you can still turn that around and have a better day 2 event. I always go into events expecting the worst, so because of that, I always try and go for something that I'm very familiar with and that I can use to respond to any new scenario that I'm in. But it could change person to person. And starting out, do I pick an easy deck and do okay with it, or just pick a really complicated deck, suck badly with it, but learn a lot? Again, I think it depends on the kind of person you are and the kind of player that you want to be. If you want to start playing this game and gain a lot of early confidence in what you can do, pick the easy deck because you'll get a lot of fast wins with it at the very beginning of your TCG journey, and then that'll give you the confidence to go branch out, meet new people, go to tournaments a lot more. But if you prioritize knowledge and just the kind of long-term reward that you could get after maybe suffering a little bit with the deck, then I'd say pick the harder deck, because then you could, once you start winning with that harder deck, you'll keep winning, and that's when you build your confidence. It's kind of do you want delayed gratitude or do you want instant gratitude? That's the real question you should be asking yourselves. Should I build my deck chasing a W or chasing a day 2 qualification? My best advice to that is look at where your game is, look at how many events you can attend. If you can't attend that many events, shoot for the W and try and get as many points or as many good finishes as you can. Go for the best finish possible. But if you're going to every event that your game has to offer, shoot for some consistent qualifications, and then maybe every now and then you'll get a nice sneaky W in there, and that might reward you a lot more. But where do I see other players' lists for references? Twitter, official websites that post them, or just Facebook groups. Best way that I found it. And if that doesn't work, text your friend, see if they know. How do I prepare for a major tournament? The best way to prepare for a tournament in my mind has always been pick your deck, or have a pick in your head that you want to test for a couple of days with some buddies. Figure out certain card choices that you want to play. Try and analyze or predict the meta for the actual tournament day. Bring some backup cards. Write out your list the night before. Bring a blank deck list with you to the tournament. And if you see anything that sparks, oh, I should play this deck, I should play this card, I should play this, make the change, be confident in your instincts, and I think that's the best way to prepare, because honestly, trying to overthink stuff can honestly hurt you more than it can help you. What sleeves, deck boxes, bags, playmats, etc. should I buy? Most of that stuff is pretty much personal preference, whatever you want to accentuate your personality or whatever you like about the game, or just certain animes or something that you really like. That's probably the playmats, bags, etc. that you're going to want to buy. But I will say, when it comes to card sleeves, really high quality card sleeves have 2 really big factors to them. Number one is their thickness, or the edges of their borders, basically, because that allows you to make more succinct and accurate shuffles day to day, which means they can actually last longer over time. And then the second one is kind of the smoothness or the texture of the actual sleeve itself. That allows the sleeves to like move together very well. Like when you do like a big pile shuffle, like a riffle shuffle, they don't just like slip out of them, or they're not so rough that you can't just like push them together. In my experience, the really high quality card sleeves are like Katanas by Ultimate Guard or Dragon Shields. Like that'll get you the best bang for your buck. But if you're just looking for like cheap, easy things for a tournament by tournament basis, just go for like Ultra Pros or something. What is the cheapest ways to get cards? Honestly, and I hate saying this, TCG Player is probably your best bet. I mean, the cheapest cards, because that's like the secondary market like hub for Pokemon trading cards, or even trading cards in general. But in my experience, when it comes to actual prices and ways that you can get cards, going to like a flea market type thing or just like an actual vendor that you know and trust is probably the best way to go, because you can actually bargain with them and like get some cool deals. Like if I buy like a bunch of cards at market price and then I ask for like $5 or $10 off after I actually make the bundle, a lot of the times you can save a little bit of money that way. How do I know which cards I use in competitive play? So competitive, in my mind, means realistically two things. One, your deck wins, and two, your deck wins often. So the best way to keep your deck competitive is to add cards in it that are actually competitive, that you think could be competitive, is to judge them based on what kind of synergy they have with the kind of overall win condition of your deck, and also look for cards that can make your win condition more achievable, not just work together with your win condition, but it can help you achieve it either faster or just more often. Is buying singles recommended or packs/boxes recommended? It depends on your situation. Like if you can afford to buy like a case per case basis of every new set that comes out for your game, and you want to just buy it and like take that case and then get all the cards that you need to build your decks and then try and flip everything else you have extra for some extra cash, maybe that's cheaper. Is singles cheaper? Depends on how cheap you can get them. It really does matter based on your situation and kind of what you want out of it. If you just want to build one deck out of one set, just buy singles, you're good, and then you're good to go. But if you want to build like multiple decks, it might be easier to buy boxes or just to buy multiple product. I buy singles personally, and I've never had a problem with it. What are some important terms for beginners to know so that way they can understand what pros are talking about? Really, it's just like any kind of like slang or dialect. Once you get into that group of people, you pick up on it pretty fast. The most notable ones to me are broken, OP, busted, top deck, I got sacked. As long as you understand what all those words mean, you're good to go. How do experienced players view beginners? Do they find beginners annoying, or are they open and constructive? I love this question. Okay, so it really just depends on your situation when it comes to that competitive player. For example, if you and that player have a mutual friend that could actually like introduce you, and like you can have that like cool like group dynamic really quick, that way you can build your own relationship with them. And then once you do that and start asking them questions and trying to like get to know them a bit better, maybe they'll be more open and constructive with you. But if you just like try and insert yourself into someone's life and ask them questions and just like try and bother them, they might find that annoying, and they probably won't like that. So I think it does change person to person, but there are little things that you can do to kind of help that out. In case anyone's wondering, if you ever meet me out in the world and you want to just talk to me and ask me questions, go right ahead. I love meeting new people. It's the best. When should I start a trade binder, and where should I get one? Don't do it right away. Unless you have like a big collection of cards already, there's no point in getting one, because what you should really be focusing on is your competitive gameplay and the amount of decks you have, the cards you can actually feasibly use. That's what's more important from the very beginning. But once you get that good rhythm of you're playing in more tournaments, you're playing in weekly tournaments, you're like winning some product every now and then, I recommend opening that product, getting whatever you get as excess. If it has some kind of value, put it in a trade binder, keep it safe, and then bring that trade binder with you to other tournaments. Boom, you start growing a collection naturally. So don't directly invest in your trade binder, invest in yourself, and then hopefully that can lead you into investing in a trade binder. And then when it comes to like getting a trade binder, just Google like Ultimate Guard or Monster Protection trade binders, and I'm sure you can find a nice one for like $20. I got this leather one right here, holds all my stuff. I got like all my games in here, Pokemon, Vanguard, everything. It's really nice. $20. Other than following the Japanese circuits, how do I figure out the meta? Following the Japanese circuits can actually be a double-edged sword in certain cases, because a lot of the time, yeah, they may get sets earlier than you do, and so you can like kind of get an idea of like what ideas they're coming up with, but in terms of them being representative of the meta, you have to look at their format. Is their format different than yours? Because in the case of Pokemon, for example, their format is drastically different than ours. They still have cards from X and Y, I think, in their format. And so when we look at them for like what cards are going to be good for Unbroken Bonds, maybe it might be not the same thing once we actually come to our American meta. We see that a lot. Analyzing trends and patterns when new sets come out is the best way for you to learn any meta ever. How do you qualify for Worlds? It depends on your game. There's generally two ways. You either get invited through winning a tournament or winning a specific kind of tournament. For example, in Cardfight Vanguard, when you win a regional tournament, you just get invited and like a full access trip to the World Championships. For Pokemon and Magic, I think, are the only ones. You have to, and I guess Dragon Ball Super, you have to actually qualify for Worlds, and that's how you get your invite. And you qualify by attending tournaments, placing well in them, and getting a certain number of points added to your player ID, and then once you get that certain number of points, they'll send you an invite, and you can go to the World Championships. How do I know if I'm good or just lucky? Be very self-reflective. Like, if you asked yourself after every game you play, did I deserve that win? And you can't honestly tell yourself yes, you probably got a little bit lucky. How much of a role does variance, RNG, luck, etc., play in a game? And how do I not tilt with anger every time I lose because of BS reasons? This is a great question. The sad truth to this question is that variance and luck play a really huge role in every card game ever. But don't let it get you down. Don't let it actually ruin the experience of playing the game, because it's literally nothing you can do about it at a certain point. How much communication should I have with my opponent when it comes to my skills, my attacks, my targets for effects, etc., As much as you need to properly convey the game state to your opponent. How do I deal with slow play / when should I call a judge? Well, pursuant to our last point, you should call a judge whenever you feel like the game state is fractured or something went wrong. It's the best way to counter slow play. Play faster yourself. Does having better arc make my deck run better? No. When / how should I start going to weekly tournaments? Figure out what card shops have your game, figure out if they have tournaments, or call them up, ask them what time those events are. If those are times that you will actually go and you will actually play, boom, that's how you do it. How do I find a sponsor? Don't have them find you. Don't go just giving your name to a bunch of people. That's how you risk being used by someone as free advertising, and you're worth more than that. Did I plus? Plussing in cards means that the amount of money you spent to get that card is less than what the card's actually worth. Plussing in game, anytime you use a skill that either like digs through your deck and grabs a card or lets you draw extra cards, that's what we refer to as plussing. So if you played one card and got 2 cards out of it into your hand, that's a +1 to your hand. How do you get good? Don't be bad. And that's it. I hope that was under 10 minutes. Knowing me, it was probably super long and way over and way too in-depth on so many of those questions, but whatever. I took like 30 minutes to film that, so I won't know until I edit this whether or not I succeeded, but you guys will. So, whatever. It is what it is. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys want me to elaborate on any of the stuff that was maybe unclear to you or just anything else that you're interested in, please come by my Twitch channel. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday afternoon, sometimes Saturday afternoon as well, Pacific Standard Time, and I would love to see you guys in there. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot the intro. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, TrueChampionSteven, and today we're listening to me blab about competitive TCGs. Should be fun. I'm gonna leave this at the end. That's gonna be funny. Y'all, thank you so much for being here. I had so much fun making this video. I hope you guys found it helpful and interesting. Please be sure to work hard, rest easy, and live well, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.